Hey mathematics learners, welcome to Distance Learning with Lee, where I make learning mathematics super easy. On today's video tutorial, guys, we are still going through the grade 12 Mathematical Literacy Paper 1 that was written in June 2022. And in this video tutorial, guys, we are going to be tackling question 5.1. And question 5.1 is basically under the topic of finance, in particular taxation, right? So we're going to be calculating the rate of tax, right, that Ushamila has to basically pay. We are also going to be calculating simple interest, right? So we've got taxation under this question, and we also have simple interest. Okay, so before you get started with the video tutorial, guys, please make sure that you are subscribed to the channel. Please make sure that you've clicked on that notification bell so that you get notified every single time I upload a new video tutorial, guys. And also please don't forget to give this video tutorial a huge thumbs up, because that really helps the channel grow and it helps the channel to reach more learners that want to better their mathematics marks. Okay, so without any further ado, guys, let's get started with today's video tutorial. So let's have a look at what is given to us here, right? It says that Shamila, a teacher at a local high school, is going on retirement. The estimated value of her pension fund benefits is 3,457,920. She has two options to consider when she retires. The first option is to withdraw a third of the full pension fund benefits, right? So the first option is for her to withdraw a third of that 3,457,920. Okay, and the second option is to withdraw 100% of her full pension fund benefits. Okay, so if she withdraws 100% of a full pension fund benefit, that means that she will be taking that 3,457,920 in full. Okay, table 4 below indicates the tax payable on the retirement benefits, right? So let's have a look at this table. So I told that the table 4 is a retirement benefit tax table for the period of the 1st of March 2021 to the 28th of February 2022. All right. Okay. On the left hand side here, we've got the taxable income, right? So if you if your taxable income is between 1 to 500,000, right, the rate of tax that you'll have to pay is 0% of the taxable income, right? If your taxable income is between 501,000 to 700,000, the rate of tax that you'll have to pay is going to be 18% of the taxable income above 500,000, right? And if your taxable income is between 701,000 to 1,050,000, right, the rate of tax that you have to pay will be 36,000 plus 27% of the taxable income above 700,000. Or if your taxable income is 1,050,001 and above, right? Okay, the rate of tax that you'll have to pay is 130,500 plus 36% of the taxable income above the 1,050,000. All right. So guys, remember, okay, if you're a day one, okay, and you've been watching all the video tutorials that I've been making, where I also went through past paper, right, where I think it was the November 2021 past paper, but I'll put the thumbnail here on the screen so that you guys have a look. I also go through, okay, a table that is similar to this. Okay, so if you are currently studying taxation and you want a lot of examples that you can use to help you study this topic, please also make sure that you have a look at this video tutorial, because I'll also explain it in detail here. Okay, so in this video tutorial, because I've explained it in detail in that video tutorial, guys, I'm just going to be flowing in this one, because I expect that you guys have checked out that video tutorial, because you are studying. So if you're studying, you should be looking at more than one resource, okay, to help you study. So please watch that video tutorial. All right. So let's have a look at the questions that are given to us here. Use the information above to answer the questions that follow. Question 5.1.1, okay? Write out Shamila's full pension fund benefits in words. Okay, so basically what we need to do here is we need to write out, okay, this 3,457,920 figure in words. Okay, so we are literally going to write it out the way we just said it. 3 million, 457,000, 920 rand. Okay, so that is what we're going to write down. All right, let's go on to the next question. Determine the amount of money that Shamila can withdraw if she chooses option 1. Okay, so let's have a look here. We are told that if she chooses option 1 basically says that she can withdraw a third of the full pension fund benefits. Okay, so this sentence tells us exactly what we need to do in order for us to basically calculate how much she will get if she chooses the first option. Okay, so it tells us the amount of money that she will get if she chooses the first option is a third of the 3,457,920, right? So we need to write that down. A third of 3,457,920. Okay, so that is how much she will get. I mean, if she basically chooses the first option, right? And then, if you say a third of, right, that of basically means that we need to multiply, right, that 1/3 by 3,457,920. Okay, and then if you punch that into your calculator, okay, you'll find that a third of 3,457,920 is equal to 1,152,640. Okay, so if she chooses option number 2, that is basically how much she will get. She is going to get 1,152,640. Okay, let's go on to the next question. Shamila decides to choose option 2 as she wants to loan money to her daughter, Shuraya, who intends on relocating to New Zealand. Okay, so Shamila states that the amount of tax that she will pay on the estimated value of a pension fund of 3,457,920 is more than 1 million. Verify showing all calculations whether her statement is correct. Okay, so we are basically told here that Shamila is basically going to choose option number 2, right? So this is option number 2. She decides to take option number 2, and the reason why she wants to take option number 2 is because she basically wants to loan her daughter money, right, so that her daughter can relocate to New Zealand. Okay, and then if she basically takes out that a full amount of 3,457,920, okay, the amount of tax that she will pay is going to be more than 1 million. Okay, so we need to verify showing all calculations whether her statement is correct. Okay, so now to basically determine how much Shamila is going to pay in terms of tax, right, we basically need to now look at our retirement benefit tax table, right? We need to look at which taxable income brackets she falls in, right? And then we need to calculate the rate of tax that she will then have to pay based on the taxable income that she falls in. Okay, so we know that if she takes option 2, she's going to get what? She's going to get 100% of her full pension fund benefits, okay? And if she gets 100% of the full pension fund benefits, she's going to get that 3,457,920. Okay, so now we need to now determine which taxable income brackets this amount falls in, okay? And it's nice and easy here. We know that 3,457,920, okay, falls within that taxable income bracket, okay? It is above 1,050,001. Okay, so we need to then use this row to help us calculate how much in terms of tax Shamila is going to pay. All right, so let's just write that down. Okay, so since Ushamila basically is going to get 3,457,920, we know that this amount, right, falls within the last taxable income bracket, right? So the amount of tax that she's going to pay is going to be 130,500 plus 36% of the taxable income above 1,050,000. Okay, so now in this question, the first thing that we need to do, guys, is we need to calculate what is that taxable income that is above 1,050,000. Okay, what is that amount? So the first thing that we're going to do to get the taxable income that is above 1,050,000 is we are going to take that 3,457,920 and you're going to minus the 1,050,000. Okay, right? Okay, so why are we minusing that 1,050,000? Is because we are trying to determine, right, the salary, the taxable income that is above 1,050,000. Okay, so we're gonna take the pension fund benefit that she received minus the 1,050,000, right, to get 2,407,920. Okay, so what this amount basically means is that, okay, if you take that 1,050,000 and you add your 2,407,920, you will get that 3,457,920. Okay, so the taxable income that is above 1,050,000 is how much? Is that 2,407,920. Okay, so that is the taxable income above 1,050,000. Okay, however, we are not done. Okay, we still need to get 36% of that taxable income that is above 1,050,000. Okay, so what we need to do, literally, we do what the sentence tells us to do. So 36% of the taxable income above 1,050,000. Okay, so we calculated that the taxable income that is above 1,050,000 is equal to 2,407,920. Okay, so however, we want 36% of this 2,407,920. Okay, so remember, and you see that of, it means that we are going to be multiplying. So 36% multiplied by 2,407,920. Okay, so if you punch that into your calculator, you'll find that 36% of the taxable income that is above 1,050,000 is equal to 866,851.20 cents. So it's 866,000 rands, 851.20 cents. Okay, so we have basically calculated now that 36% of the taxable income above 1,050,000. Okay, however, we are not done. To then get the rate of tax that then Shamila is going to pay, okay, is equal to, remember we were given in our table, that it's 130,500 plus that 36% of the taxable income above that 1,050,000. Okay, right. So all we need to do now is we're going to take what? The 130,500, and you're going to add that with the 36% of the taxable income above 1,050,000. And remember, we calculated that to be 866,851.20 cents. Okay, so we're gonna add that to the amount. Okay, and if you punch this into your calculator, then you'll find that the rate of tax that Shamila will pay if she takes her full pension fund will be 997,351.20 rand. Okay, so 997,351.20 rand. Okay, so now we need to go back to the statement that she made. Remember, in the statement that she made, she said that, you know, if she takes her full pension fund of 3,457,920, right, she will pay more than 1 million, right, on her tax. Okay, so what did we calculate here? We calculated if she takes a full pension fund of 3,457,920, right, the amount that she will pay towards her tax is going to be 997,351.20. Okay, so what we see here is this amount is not more than a million. However, it is less than less than a million. Okay, so we can therefore conclude that her statement was incorrect. Okay, all right. Next question, question B. The ratio of the estimated value of Shamila's full pension, okay, before tax, to her daughter's loan amount is 9.879821. Determine to the nearest rand the amount that her daughter will borrow. Okay, so this is a nice question. We need to now think back to our ratios. Okay, ratios are also done in grade 8, right? So if you had a teacher that explained ratios nicely to you in grade 8, in grade 9, this question should be nice and easy. Okay, so this is how I teach my grade 8s how to obviously approach a ratios question. Firstly, we need to now write down what is given. Okay, what are the two ratios that we are comparing? Okay, so I'm going to highlight that. Okay, so they want the ratio of the estimated value of Shamila's full pension to her daughter's loan amount. Okay, so we want the ratio of Shamila's full pension to the daughter's to the daughter's loan amount, right? So that is basically what the question wants from us. Okay, so we are given the ratio of Shamila's full pension to the daughter's loan amount, right, as 9.879821, right? So this is the ratio that is given to us. Shamila's full pension fund to the daughter's loan amount, right? That is the ratio 9.879821. Okay, right. So what else are we given? What information do we already know to help us now determine the amount that the daughter will borrow if we are given this ratio. Okay, so we already know that Shamila's full pension amount amounts to 3 million. So we're going to put it down, okay? Please, everything that relates to Shamila's full pension goes on the left hand side, and everything that relates to the daughter's loan amount will go on the right hand side. Okay, we know that Shamila's full pension is equal to 3,457,920. However, we do not know what the daughter's loan amount is, right? So I'm gonna put that as an X because it's an unknown. Okay, so in this part is where now we need to now think, okay, how do we move from 9.8798 to 3,457,920? Okay, if we can figure that out, then we will be able to figure that part out. Okay, so what we can do here is we're gonna just simply take that 3,457,920 and you're gonna divide that by 9.8798. okay, and if you divide that by that, so this is just additional work here. I'm just gonna do some additional work here on the side. I'm gonna do it in red. Okay, so if you take that 3,457,920 and you divide it by 9.8798, you will get that, okay, you will get 34998.9878. okay, so that means that if you want to move from your 9.8798 to 3,457,920. So we need to take that 9.8798 and you need to multiply it by what? That 34998.9878. okay, and if you multiply it by that, it will take you to your 3,457,920. okay, and then remember, what you do on the left hand side, you also need to do on the right hand side. Okay, so for us to get this value of X here, right, all that we need to do is then we need to take that 1 and you multiply it by that same amount of 34998.9878. okay, so that is basically how we approach this question. Okay, we look at the ratios that are given to us. Remember, we were given the ratio of Shamila's full pension fund to the daughter's loan amount, and we are given that ratio to be 9.8798 to 1. Okay, then we need to now fill in what we already know. We know what Shamila's full pension amount is, and it is 3,457,920. However, we do not know what the daughter's loan amount is. Okay, so now we need to figure out from what we are given, how do we move from this figure here? Okay, with the two values that we have, okay, because here we've got one unknown, so we can't work with something that we don't know. So we need to work with the two figures that we already have to figure out what we need to do on our right hand side of the ratio. Okay, and in this case, you basically needed to to see how much you need to multiply that 9.8798 by, okay, to get to 3,457,920. I just took that 3,457,920 and I divided it by the 9.8798 to get that 34999.9878, right? And that basically tells us if I want to move from the ratio of 9.8798 to 3 million, I need to multiply this 9 by your 34999.9878. okay, and what you do on the left hand side, you also need to do on the right hand side. Therefore, this one also needs to be multiplied by 349,998.9878, right? Therefore, if you take your 1 times it by 349,998.9878 rand, okay, you will basically get 349,998.9878. Okay, however, we were told that we need to round off this answer to the nearest 1,000 rand. Okay, and then remember when we looked at place values in the previous video tutorial that I did with you guys, where I explained how you'd basically write out a billion, right? If you've been following in all my video tutorials, basically the place value for this 3 is 100,000. Okay, the place value for this 4 is 10,000. The place value for this 9 is 1,000, right? So if you want to round off to the nearest 1,000, then we need to look at the value that is before the place value of 1,000, and that value will basically tell us what we need to do to this number as we are rounding off. Okay, so now because we already have a 9 here, okay, because this is the when you want to round off to the nearest 1,000, we're going to look at the number that is in the place value of 100, right? And in this case, it's this 9. And this 9 tells us we need to basically add 1 unit to this 9. And remember, if you add 1 unit to this 9, that means automatically this 4 becomes a 5. Okay, so then the final answer, if we round it off to the nearest 1,000, it's going to be 350,000. Okay, so that is basically how much Shamila is going to loan her daughter. All right, and the last question, we are told that Soraya agrees to borrow the money at a simple interest rate of 7.8% per annum. Right, she intends to repay the total amount with the interest at the end of a 3-year period. Determine the total amount she'll have to repay after 3 years. Okay, so in this question, guys, we are being tested on simple interest, right? So the concept that we learned in finance, right, that deals with simple interest. Remember, we've got compound interest, you got simple interest. And in this case, right, they specifically said that, okay, she wants to borrow the money at a simple interest. Okay, so first thing we need to think of here is, what formula do we use if you want to basically calculate an accumulated amount based on simple interest? Okay, you will remember that the formula that we use to calculate simple interest is A, which is equal to P1 plus I times N. Okay, remember the A stands for what? Your A stands for your accumulated amount. Okay, so the amount that you've basically paid up at the end of a financial period, okay, or the amount that you've accumulated at the end of a financial period, okay. So the P is the principal amount. So it's either the amount that you borrowed from the bank or the amount that you've basically now deposited into your account. So that's your principal amount, okay. Your I is the interest rate, ne? Okay, and remember your interest rate is also always calculated by taking your 7.8. In this case, you take your interest rate and you divide it by your 100, and your N is your period. Okay, so now let us basically find out what we have. What is the information that we were given in the question? Okay, so because we already calculated in question B how much Shariah is going to borrow, right? Remember, we found out that Shariah is going to borrow 350,000 from her mother, right? So that is the principal amount that she is going to basically borrow from her mom, right? So our P in this case, it is equal to 350,000. Okay, what is our I? We were given that our I is 7.8%. However, we need to write it as a decimal, right? So what is 7.8%? as a decimal, it's 0.078, right? Okay. Or you can just say 7.8. The interest rate that you are given divided by 100, right, is equal to 0.078. So that is our interest rate. And we're also given the period in which she is going to repay the amount that she has borrowed from her mom, right? And the period is 3 years. Okay. So now all we need to do is we're going to substitute all these values into our formula to find out how much is Shariah actually going to pay her mom at the end of 3 years. Okay, so we're gonna substitute. It's gonna be 350,000. Okay, 1 plus what is our I? It's 0.078 multiplied by your 3. If you punch that into your calculator, you will find that at the end of the 3-year period, Shariah would have paid her mom back 431,900. All right, so that is basically the final question. Okay, so also this question was also a bit detailed, right? But I didn't dive deeply into some of the explanations, especially here, because I did record a video tutorial where I explained in depth how you approach your retirement benefits tax table. We also looked at in this question how you write out 3 million in terms of words. That was fine, right? I hope that I explained that nicely for you guys, right? Okay, I also explained that if we are told that Shamila withdraws a third of her money, how much is that, right? I did mention that the sentence tells us exactly what we needed to do, and then we just took that a third, times it by the 3,457,920, right? Okay, here we're verifying a statement that Shamila said, right, by using your retirement benefit tax table that is given to you guys, right? And I explained that to you guys, right? And in the last question, we basically had to use your simple interest formula to basically calculate how much Shariah is going to be paying her mom at the end of the 3-year period. And in this case, it's very important for us to, if you got your question B wrong, your question C was also going to be wrong, okay? Because from what you can see here, the principal amount is how much Shariah borrowed from her mom, and that was 350,000, right? And then there, that becomes easy. We are given the interest rate, but then what's important is that the interest rate needs to be written in decimal form, right? So if it's 7.8%, convert that percentage into a decimal, right? Then we did that, and you multiplied by your n, and your n is your period, and in this case it's 3 years. And then we found that at the end of 3 years, Shariah would have paid her mom 431,900. Okay, so that is the end of this video tutorial, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed it. The next video tutorial, right, it's going to be rates, your exchange rates, right? So please make sure that you are subscribed to the channel, because we're going to be diving deeper into that question. And then after that, we're going to be tackling the final question 5.3. So please make sure that you have subscribed to the channel, and also please make sure that you've clicked on that notification bell so that you do not miss a single upload. All right, so that is it, guys, and I'll see you guys on my next upload. That is it, guys, and I'll see you guys on my next upload, Distance Learning with Lee, where I make learning mathematics super easy. Bye, guys.